What's going on, y'all? It's the 25th race on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule, and we're right back here at where it all began earlier this year at the Daytona International Speedway. I love this track. Let's get into it. Now, this weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series will be right here at Daytona, while the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be at the Milwaukee Mile for their first playoff race of the year. Now, the NASCAR Xfinity Series will kick it off right here tonight under the lights at Daytona for the 22nd race of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And we're going to, with the Wawa 250. Yes, the Wawa 250, 250 miles, 100 laps. Justin Allgaier won this race in 2023. And Cole Custer comes into this race as the regular season point leader, and Justin Allgaier comes in with the playoff picture, but Cole Custer not too far behind. Also, Austin Hill won back here in the spring for the very first race. Could he sweep Daytona this year? We'll see what Austin Hill brings. Now, uh, Sammy Smith and Parker Klingerman are the last two in the playoffs at the moment, where Ryan Sieg, Brandon Jones, and Fast Pasta all need a big win here at Daytona to get them into the playoffs. This race should be so much fun. I can't wait to see it. Now, NASCAR Cup Series boys run under the lights as well at Daytona for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 right here on Saturday night. That's 400 miles. That's 160 laps. Now, Chris Buescher is the defending champion of this race, and a Chevrolet won earlier this year for the Daytona 500. Willie B won the Daytona 500. Could he sweep this year at Daytona? We'll see what happens. Now, Tyler Reddick, the regular season point leader, coming in red hot after a big win at Michigan last week. Could he win another one? That would be amazing. But Kyle Larson, the playoff points leader, looks for another win to add to his big lead in the playoffs. Now, coming into Daytona, Denny Hamlin looked set. Piece of cake. He was third in points, third in the playoff picture. And then out of nowhere yesterday, a playoff uh, big time boost here. A surprising penalty comes out of nowhere to Denny Hamlin and the crew chief and all that stuff. Now he's in sixth in the point standings and seventh in the playoff picture. And he's also got one less win. And we'll get into that here in a little bit into the video. But that should be amazing to see how this plays out the rest of the year. Now, after last week's race, Ross Chastain finds himself 1 point over the cutoff line in last. But Bubba Wallace is right underneath the cutoff line with -1. Now, Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, and both Front Row Motorsports cars need a win to get into the playoffs. And this is their ground. They both, Kyle Busch and both Front Row Motorsports cars, run amazing here at Daytona, so they have a great chance. But we'll see what happens. So let's take a look at the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at the Milwaukee Mile. All right, so on Sunday afternoon, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will run their first playoff race at the Milwaukee Mile. The Lanai 175, that's 175 laps, 177.5 miles. Now, last year's Grant Enfinger won, and he's going to try to win back to back years here at the Milwaukee Mile and try to move into the second round with another win again. Now, here are your drivers, the top 10 drivers that made the playoffs. But just notice that Corey Heim, the leader, with Eckes 3 points behind. But you got to watch out for Ty Majeski. Now, Ty Majeski coming off 2 wins in a row, back to back, and another short track. Majeski does amazing at these type of tracks. So could he win 3 in a row and take the early lead in the playoffs? We will see on all that. But it's going to be down, like I said before last week, it's going to come down to Heim, Eckes, and Majeski. I don't see anybody else trying to push to take this championship for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. So, but Majeski is getting hot at the right moment. But this playoff should be really fun, especially watching these three drivers. Now, here is the paint schemes for all three series: the NASCAR Cup Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And when I come back, I will give you my favorite paint schemes of the week, a quick recap of Michigan, some interesting NASCAR news, and my picks to win this week. So let's check out the paint schemes and let's go. I hope you enjoyed those paint schemes like we show them every week here on the Go at CeeLo. Now, here are my favorites. What are yours? Show me in the comments below. Now, for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series right here at the Milwaukee Mile, nothing better than a Petty's Garage. I love that car. I think I picked it back in Daytona as well. The 46 Thad Moffitt Petty's Garage Chevrolet. For the NASCAR Xfinity Series, two things I love about these paint schemes. Number one, I love me some fast pasta. That's right, Anthony Alfredo. He's going to be so quick, you won't even be able to see him in that camo fast pasta Alfredo Dude Wipes Chevrolet. Let's go, fast pasta. Now, I love me some Wawa. Yes, I do. I can't get Wawa where I'm from. So when I do get near a Wawa, I'm loading up on some tasty cakes and some Philly pretzels. I love that 91 Kyle Weatherman and that Josh Bilicki number 92 Wawa Chevrolet. Man, that's good. Speaking of pretzels, the NASCAR Cup Series, number 6 Brad Keselowski and that King's Hawaiian soft pretzels Ford. I'm getting hungry. I'm so glad he's running this here. The number 38 Todd Gilliland Pickle Ford. Yes, the pickle is back this week. I'm looking forward to that. Now, continuing with the food trend here, I like that number 51 Justin Haley Beefaroo Ford. That looks pretty good. Getting hungry. And how do you wash it all down, all this great food? What do you wash it down with? With a nice Coca-Cola, the number 99 Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Chevrolet for Daniel Suarez. Yes, gotta love a nice ice cold Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. All right, now here's the recap of Michigan, the NASCAR Xfinity Series Cabo Wabo 250. Sheldon Creed was on the pole, and Ryan Sieg took stage one and looked very strong. A lot of cautions in this race, a total of 10. John Hunter Nemechek looked like he was going to win back to back from last year's to this year's race. John Hunter Nemechek wins stage two. But last year, in the end, Justin Allgaier wins the race, and Sheldon Creed finishes second place again. Never, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. But maybe he can do something this week here at Daytona. Now, for the NASCAR Cup Series race, the Firekeepers Casino 400, qualifying was canceled due to rain, and Denny Hamlin was on the pole for some crazy reason with this new rule about someone was faster last week and Group A and Group B. I don't know. It's crazy, but weather was a factor all weekend, and it looked good for the pre-race. We were all hyped up for the pre-race, and then the rain came, and it came with a vengeance. 2-hour rain delay. We waited there and we waited there. They finally got the cars on the track 2 hours later, and Ryan Blaney wins stage one. Now, after stage one, here came the rain again, and we sat there for another hour or so, and then they said, we're moving the race till Monday. So Monday came with beautiful weather, and they moved. Monday came with the beautiful weather, and Kyle Busch wins stage two. Now, scary time for Corey LaJoy. He goes upside down and rides all the way down the backstretch. Looks like he just got clipped on the. Well, he tried to pass and got clipped and went upside down. And man, Corey, but he was okay. With leader Tyler Reddick leading with like a couple laps to go, there was a late caution with Ross Chastain spinning, and Tyler Reddick was so mad. They have a pit stop, don't pit, but Willie B very low on fuel, but Tyler Reddick gets it on the green-white checker, takes the win, and this win right here could have pushed him to the regular season point lead. We'll see what happens, but Tyler Reddick wins the race at Michigan. Now, here's some news coming out of NASCAR as of Thursday night. The 11 team has been penalized a L2 level penalty for violating NASCAR's engine inspection requirements. Denny loses 75 points in the standings and owner points, and Chris Gabehart, the crew chief, has been fined $100,000. Basically, the engine was returned to them before NASCAR could do their inspection, and I'm sure it would have passed legal, but it didn't. Get back to NASCAR, and NASCAR needs to look at this after TRD takes them apart and all that. But TRD says he released a statement on Twitter saying they take full blame for this, but unfortunately, Denny and the 11 crew take all the penalties, plus the crew chief Chris Gabehart gets fined $100,000. Sounds like a setup to me, but enough of that. Also, Parker Klingerman, after the Xfinity race, has been issued a L1 penalty modification of the spoiler. He was docked 20 points. That brought him down a little bit in the standings. And the crew chief was fined $20,000. Now, here are my picks for this weekend. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, I am going Riley Herbst. Wrecked last week when the spotter told him he was clear, and he clearly was not clear. I think they worked on this, and I think they're going to be on point this weekend at Daytona. And Riley Herbst wins here at Daytona. Now, my dark horse, it's got to be that Fast Pasta. Let's go Fast Pasta with a big win, get you in the playoffs. Let's go 5. The dude wipes. Let's get him in the playoffs. Now, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. I don't like Majeski. I don't think Majeski can win 3 in a row. But we'll see. I'm not sure. He's great here at these type of tracks, but I really think it's Heim time, and he wins it and moves to the second round. Now, my dark horse here is going to be Taylor Gray. He looks strong at Richmond, led a couple laps. I think he can pull it off. Taylor Gray as my dark horse. Now, the NASCAR Cup Series, all this news about Denny Hamlin on Thursday night, I think has lit a fire under him, and he has told his crew, let's go and win this thing. Let's hush all the haters. Denny Hamlin wins this thing and gets back in the top 3 with that win they took away from him from Bristol. That's what happens. Denny Hamlin wins at Daytona because they might as well just call this the Daytona Hamlin Speedway. Let's do it. All right, now my dark horse, I said it earlier in the week. I'm going Todd Gilliland in that pickle Ford. At Front Row Motorsports loves this track. Michael McDowell, Todd Gilliland, they always run here well. But I think Todd Gilliland shocks NASCAR, and he is in the playoffs, and that makes all the craziness happen next week in Darlington when there's only a couple spots open to get into this thing. So we will see what happens. All right, so you guys know the paint schemes, you know the races. All you got to do now is what are we going to be streaming? And we're going to be streaming the Xfinity race tonight. We're going to stream the qualifying as well for NASCAR Cup Series, and then the Xfinity Series race, the Wawa 250. And then Saturday night, we're going to be streaming the Coke Zero Sugar 400 flag to flag coverage. And then we're going to do on Sunday the first race of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoff race on Sunday from the Milwaukee Mile. So make sure you guys are hitting your notification bells and you're ready to have some fun. We're going to have a good time this weekend. We're going to be really busy, but make sure you hit the like button on this stream and subscribe to On the Go at CeeLo for all your best NASCAR content possible. Also, let me know in the comments below, who do you think's going to win this weekend in all 3 races? So, like button, subscribe, turn the notification bells on, and let's go racing at Daytona and Milwaukee. It's time to go racing, boys. It's playoff, boys and girls. It's playoff racing in Milwaukee, and we got one more race to go after Daytona to find out who is going to make the playoffs for the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So let's go, and we'll see you in the streams. Let's go.